SwoleBenji here. Today I'm going to show you the best spec for the Warhammer in both PvE and PvP. And the cool thing about the hammer is that it's the same spec for both situations. If you want to mass grind mobs, if you want to do wars, if you want to do 1 versus 1 duels, this spec works the best for all of the situations in the game. There is not a better spec that you can use. And let's go over first, the talents that we are not picking and why, okay? So first off, we have this one. You won't really be blocking, okay? There's no reason to block on the hammer. In PvP, the hammer is you spam your abilities and switch, alright? In PvE, you will always be heavy attacking and never blocking. And I'll explain why and show you in a bit. Alright, so guarded sprint reduces damage by 10% while sprinting. That's just basically while moving forward. This does not apply while you do any attacks or animations. It's completely useless if you are attacking or using an ability, which you should always be doing with the Warhammer anyway. This does not activate. Reduces the Warhammer cooldowns by 7% when using light attacks. You will never be using light attacks, ever. It is not a good idea to ever light attack, and I will show you why. Alright, so Facilitated Expedition. After you hit someone with a debuff, you get haste. This is not a chase weapon. This is not a weapon that you will ever use to run someone down with. If you hit someone with an ability, you're going to be switching anyway. Alright, and then Resurgence after 2 light attacks. Again, we're not ever using light attacks, unless you're just like donking a mob, you know, to finish them off. Debuff durations on you are reduced by 25%. That's not a big deal anyway. And then you take all the passives on this side. So let's get into the passives, and then I'm going to go over the abilities, alright? And then I'm going to show you how this all works. And I'm going to show you how this works without any strength. I have 31 strength because I am currently a heal spec right now, and it's still good, okay? You can still use this even if you have no strength, though when you have max strength, you will heal a crap ton, and I'm going to talk about that too. Alright, so the passive here increases damage absorption by 10% if you have 2 or more players or enemies around you. This is great. You're almost always going to be outnumbered anyway, alright? Then you have Concussive Impact, which is just more damage to people who are affected by your abilities. And this is the biggest one. This is the one that you want to get as soon as possible. Alright, basically this is a 35% life leech when you use either Shockwave or Path of Destiny, okay? And then, of course, in Path of Destiny, you can stagger. This is mandatory. You want this to be a crowd control. Alright, and then it reduces the cooldowns for Path of Destiny. This one you don't really need. It's not that... Like, if you hit 10 mobs with Path of Destiny, it only reduces it by like 5 to 10 seconds. It's not a lot. I don't think it's working as intended right now, but if they fix it, it will be pretty darn good. But there's really nothing else good to put this point into. This is the only point that I would recommend you could put somewhere else. But like I said, all of these passives suck, so there's really no point. Then you have Shockwave, and you have Weaken, which makes the enemies deal less damage to you. Okay? And then you have this one. This is also mandatory. This increases... It says it only increases it to 4 meters, right? The base is a 3 meters, so it sounds like, oh, it's only 1 meter. No, this thing basically doubles the AoE size. It really does, guys. It's huge. This is not worded correctly at all. So you absolutely want Meteoric Crater. Alright, then the passives over here in the Juggernaut tree. You've got the Epitome of Bonk, which is a pretty funny name. This is 10% armor penetration for all attacks. Now, it's actually more than that. It's not worded correctly. It's more like 15 to 16% when you do the math. I don't know why it's not worded correctly here. Now, this one, gain in power on heavy attack. That's 20% damage increase when you do a heavy attack, and you will always be heavy attacking while your abilities are on cooldown. Hardened Steel, this is another mandatory one. This is a 20% damage reduction, and it gives you grit, meaning the enemies can't interrupt you while you're swinging, okay? Your heavy attacks. Alright, so your abilities apply exhaust, which slow them down, their stamina regeneration. This is pretty good in PvP for people that dodge spam. Alright, and then targets under 30% HP, you deal more damage with heavies, which you're going to be spamming heavy anyway. It's just a free point. You can put this can be your very last point that you ever put into the tree, by the way. Alright, cooldowns are reduced by 7% with heavy attacks. Because you're spamming heavy attacks, and your heavy attacks will hit multiple targets, this gives you all your abilities back very quickly. And because you have this life leech ability here, you never die, okay? And then for 1 second after taking damage, and you will constantly be taking damage. That's a 35% damage increase. It's huge. Finally, you have Wrecking Ball. Okay, Wrecking Ball is great because it flattens enemies, but it also gives you a 20% fortify. That's 20% damage reduction there, 20% damage reduction there, 10% damage reduction there. So you're at 50% damage reduction already. Then if you're using the faction armor, that's another 25. If you're using Onyx gems, that's another 12. You get the idea. You are pretty much super tanky and unkillable, okay? And then this one, this turns, instead of Wrecking Ball flattening one target, it flattens all targets. So this is really, really good for mob farming and wars, okay? So that's the passives. So like I said, I don't have any strength, so let's just pull a bunch of mobs and smash them up. So essentially what you want to do is gather up all the mobs as close as you can, and you want to open with Q so that you get that fortify. So there we go. So we're gonna open with Q, and then we're gonna start doing our heavy attack, which I didn't get grit there for some reason. It's not giving me grit. Hello, game? Okay, so it's not giving me grit. I don't know why, but we're gonna do that to lifesteal, and this is gonna lifesteal. Look at that. I healed 906 from that one ability. I don't know why heavy is not giving me grit. There was just a patch. Maybe they broke it. There we go. See, we got our cooldowns back, and then we can just spam this. Again, I have no strength at all. I have no business being able to solo this many mobs with almost no strength. I'm not getting grit. I don't know what's... Okay, this worked yesterday. I swear, this game gets more and more broken every day. We have the Lost Ark beta is tomorrow. I might make a video on that if I like it. I don't even know anything about the game. I've seen no videos. I just know it's published by Amazon Games, and they gave me a key because they're nice people, unlike Sandbox Interactive, who are not nice people. Alright, I don't get grit now, which means I don't get that damage reduction, but I'm still able to take on all these mobs. I do understand that I am level 60 and they're level 25, but they are level 25 elites. But you spam your heavy attack, okay, and then you spam your abilities, and that's going to give you life leech. And that one didn't give me life leech for some reason. Oh my god, this game is so broken. This game is incredibly broken. Look how hard I'm hitting these guys with no strength. If I had 300 strength, these things, they'd get smashed up so fast. The Warhammer, when it was working yesterday, I swear it worked yesterday, guys, is an incredibly powerful weapon. It's actually one of my favorites. I really do like this was my least favorite of all the weapons in the game, and now it's one of my most favorite. It's so weird. Also, for those that also want to farm flint, Video Game Databank, which is a channel that I really love. I grew up with him on Cyberpunk. He recommends this spot for farming flint. Amazing dude. Go check out his channel. He's got like almost 40k subs at this point. And you can also farm these boulders for a chance to get flint, which is another great way to get slivers of Adderstone too. But yeah, guys, that's the video on Warhammer. I'm sorry I couldn't show off. Like, this is supposed to give me grit, but why do I have... What? You have damage reduction from being surrounded. There's no one around. It's bugged. It's so bugged. This game is... Oh my god. Anyway, guys, I'm SwoleBenji. Thanks for watching. As always, be a bro and stay swole. If you leave a like and a comment, if you do both, it's an algorithm cheat code. It's a YouTube combo. So, like, a comment is worth 1 point, a like is worth 1 point, but if you do both, it's worth 4 points in the algorithm. 81% of you aren't subscribed. I want to try to beat Sir Medieval on subscriber count, so please hit that subscribe button. He's another New World channel. Go check him out, too, if you've never heard of him. He's a great guy. I will see you in tomorrow's video. I make a video every single day. So, yeah, when this boulder finishes mining, that's the end of the video, and boop.